With the knowledge of their parents, Willow and Jaden came forward to accuse their mother of exposing children to drugs, and they openly discussed how this event harmed their physical and emotional health. It's really worked wonderfully, and all it really requires is that you work in tandem with their goals and aspirations. Welcome back to Fame Reporter Channel, everyone. Therefore, you are probably familiar with the Smith family dynamics and how the rest of the world cringes at Jada's desire for complete freedom in the relationship. Nobody anticipated learning just how capable this mother is of raising her own children, though. And in an unexpected turn of events, it came to light that Jada was essentially pushing her daughter, Willow, to experience all facets of life, including particular chemicals that could alter how you perceive the world around you. Finding any positive qualities in Jada Pinkett Smith is becoming more and more difficult because it seems like every time something new about her makes headlines, it's connected to yet another disaster or a complete cringe. Consequently, according to the most recent reports and assertions, their mother, Willow, exposed them to a really unusual method of resolving their problems that entails some illegal activities, if you get what I mean. Jada is being shamed for her dubious parenting abilities for the first time, I suppose. Additionally, as Willow admitted when she was 19 years old, her mother was treating her unfairly and treating Jaden more kindly than she ought to have. I realized Jada was going to struggle twice as much as she already was as she responded to Willow's claims of harsh parenting for me. I needed you to be courageous because I'm aware of the difficulties Black women face in the society. Well, Jada wanted to be in total charge of Willow's life as much as she wanted her daughter to grow up strong. Additionally, Willow experienced constant pressure to be the ideal child for her famous parents as she grew up. I have such high regard for my parents that being disappointed hurts like a dagger. When Willow, now 22, thinks back to her early years, she realizes how traumatized she was by her mother. When she recorded the catchy song Whip My Hair and became famous on her own, the little daughter of Hollywood stars Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith was barely 9 years old. She acknowledged that it didn't make her happy, though. After that, I was totally done with music. I made numerous other attempts. It's insane for me that I went an entire year without creating any music. But her parents didn't take it lightly when she told them she was done with music. Growing up as a celebrity child obviously isn't that much fun, as Willow recognized at that point about the overall level of pressure that would be present in her life going forward. However, Jada had her own methods for handling problems and distracting her kid from the suffering. That's why we're acting in this way. Let's avoid worrying about anything materialistic because that isn't why we are doing it in the first place. While millions of young children were probably envious of little Willow growing up in such luxury, they were probably unaware of the shadowy side of living with Jada. After being pressured to launch her own career at the age of 9, the young girl felt a great deal of pressure from Jada's success. She even described writing her popular song as a truly awful experience that had already begun to harm her mental health. Dark music was playing, and it was really insane. And then I felt as though I had been sucked into a black hole. Can you imagine going through such horrors at the age of just 10 or 11? She accompanied Justin Bieber on his My World tour in 2011, but she wanted to leave early. After Will Smith refused to allow his daughter back out of the promise, she told her father, the musician and actor Will Smith, that she was exhausted and done with touring. Willow, who was 11 at the time, shaved her head in defiance. That evening, she went to her room. I entered my bedroom. She arrives that morning. In the midst of her Whip My Hair tour, she shaved her head. It felt like Jada was looking for her own ways to deal with her daughter's depression, even though it's a significant warning sign for many parents if a child behaves in this way. And when she learned that Willow had shaved her head, she made the decision to act independently. And according to reports, that's when Jada started introducing her kid to various ways to manage the discomfort. And the girl found it all to be novel and fascinating. Oh, I knew it was amusing, etc. And I was aware that other people found it great. The revelations made by Willow have many admirers perplexed, but Jada's rash mothering techniques have some in fits of wrath. The fact that Will Smith was aware of everything and even backed up his wife in her assertion that the way we deal with our kids is they are responsible for their lives is what causes people to open their jaws in shock. Our ideas revolve around starting children off as young as possible, giving them the most autonomy over their lives, and the idea of punishment. Our observations indicate that it has a bit too much of a bad quality. Following such bizarre disclosures, social media erupted, and it appears that Jada and will once again face criticism for the abuse they have been administering to their own children. Someone remarked that there was something seriously wrong with this family. I make an effort to avoid passing judgment on others. I make an effort to imagine myself in other people's situations. But I can't help but feel that these parents are terrible. I knew there was something wrong about Jada, another user added. I was unable to identify it. The enthusiasm is palpable to me. Yes, it is. It's not difficult to surmise that something terrible is happening in this family, especially in light of the fact that Will and Jada's oldest child requested emancipation at the age of 15. Naturally, children who are content with their family's dynamics do not demand emancipation. My heart broke when Jaden inquired about being an emancipated minor when I was 15 years old, the Oscar-winning actor recalled in one of his interviews. He ultimately made the decision not to, but it hurts to believe that you have harmed your children. To everyone's astonishment, Jada had her own viewpoint on the matter and solely applauded her own parenting abilities, arguing that the time had come for her son to move out and begin living independently. And even her own mother chastised her for it. Yes, the moment has come. He's 15. He needs to leave the house now, and I never would have agreed to it. Due to some of Jada's stunning words and acts, there are still many questions about how she was raising her children today. You can still picture Jaden's thin frame from the time he dropped a lot of weight. Simply troubling prior to the family inventing the justification of the man moving to a vegan diet. On social media, there's a lot of discussion about Jaden using drugs that may transport you to another realm, if you get what I mean. This occurred in 2017, and just a few days ago, Jaden verified the worries and suspicions of fans by acknowledging that he was a heavy user of a particular substance. Most significantly, his mother introduced him to this. Last week, the rapper and actor said Jada took the first step toward integrating the mind-altering substances into their lives. They were speaking at a psychedelic science conference in Colorado. Jada also looks to be an expert in her field. The benefit of plant medicine is that it not only improves your physical well-being, but also aids in problem-solving regarding how you initially became ill. Place. According to Jaden, his mother was the first to try to heal in such a strange method, and she was later the one who noticed the beneficial changes in her mood and general well-being. To deal with mental challenges and feel more at ease, she extended it to the entire family, including her own children, as Jaden admitted. Actually, I believe my mother was the one who led the family in taking that action first. For a really, really long time, it was just her. I really hope you pray, a different user added. If Jaden and Willow decide to have children in the future, they will end the cycle. Without a doubt, Jada's dubious parenting techniques are still unusual, and some of them may even be detrimental. What do you guys think about all of this? Could Jada's permissiveness harm her own children?